Welcome back. It's Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerantz. Glad you're with us. Our guest is Holly Mitchell. She's a member of the California State Assembly. She's my member, in fact, and I want to thank you for joining us.
Great to be here.
I want to speak with you about the Expo line, which is a subway line that should be opening any day now, starting around USC, going through downtown into Culver City.
Yes.
Talk to us about where we are. How close are we, to the extent you know?
Well, constituents, you and I certainly have seen the test trains going back and forth, and the sound walls are up and it's ready to go. They're still testing the train for safety features, and we're hopeful, you know, any minute now it will be ready to go.
Now, it will end once it opens, kind of, should we call it East Culver City? Is that a good way to say it?
Yes.
East Culver City, but many are hopeful that it will move deeper into Culver City and then into Santa Monica.
Right.
What do we know about those plans?
Well, you know, that's funded. Those plans are on the books.
Okay.
The issue really remains, and lots of community groups have been engaged to really talk about, you know, train stops. There is some pushback around certain communities not wanting it, but I think that we're clear while we have the money, now is the time to finish that project and then move on to make sure that we have additional trains that connect, so it really becomes a viable public transportation system citywide.
Right. Now, as you know, with the first phase of Expo, there were a lot of neighborhood groups that were up in arms about various stops, and it really delayed the process.
It did.
How are we with phase two? I mean, I know in the community I live in, there's a lot of contention over it. So are we going to see delays because of arguably legitimate concerns?
You know, I can't say, possibly. And community residents have a right to have some concerns around street grade elevated versus below ground. And there are varying cost factors when you talk about those different issues. And so the Crenshaw line, the Expo line will continue to have lots of opportunity for stakeholder and resident input to really talk about a system that works for all of us, small businesses, residents, schools alike.
I want to talk about what I think is the purple line, which is in the more northern part of your district, kind of a Wilshire line. Where are we with that? Is there any movement going forward, the alleged subway to the sea?
Exactly. It's still on the planning tables. There is progress being made. Like I said, the dollars have been identified. And I'm of the opinion, while the dollars are here and available, we have to move. Further delays always increase costs on construction projects like this. And so I'm really hopeful that we'll be able to stay on track and get it done. It's going to, you know, I hear from constituents all the time who are really concerned about street closures and the 405 freeway being impacted. I'm of the opinion we got to get it done.
For that line, the huge controversy is between Beverly Hills and Century City. Beverly Hills is up in arms that the line may or may not go under the high school. Century City would like to see it closer to its doorstep. Has that been resolved?
It hasn't been resolved. They're still negotiating specific stops. That continues to be an issue along the Crenshaw corridor line, where the businesses in the Lamert Park section of my district want to stop in Lamert Park, and one is not yet slated.
It's like a half a mile distinction.
Exactly.
So are these state issues or city issues?
These are city issues.
They are.
It's MTA issues, but we continue to be engaged, just as, you know, representing our constituency. But those are primarily MTA issues.
In our final moments, there was a lot of excitement in 2008 and 10 about high-speed rail going through the state. Now a lot of controversy. Has high-speed rail been derailed?
I don't believe it has. In the governor's State of the State address, the recent leadership transition on the governing board, I heard an NPR story yesterday, they are clear that in LA to San Francisco, high-speed rail is what's best for California. The federal government has made the stipulation about where we have to start, which is in the center of the state. And so, again, the money's available. The feds are willing to contribute. We better make it happen now.
Her name is Holly Mitchell, member of the California State Assembly. I'm Brad Pomerantz. Back to HLN.